Welcome to the Generic Happy YouTube channel. I hope you're all having a great week, day, month, year, hour, second, whatever it may be. Today we have like a 3-part video of sorts that I'm filming, obviously, right now. The first part is going to be related to like Disney, Marvel, and then the third part, because it's going to be like Marvel, WandaVision, Disney Investors Day, and then tomorrow is also the Game Awards. So my Game Award predictions as well as the votes that I'm going to like what I'm gonna vote, because I'm gonna do that live like on this video, but that doesn't matter. First thing we have is like it's the 6 WandaVision posters that they've posted between last Thursday and today. There's 6, each representing one era. So this one right here is the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. I'm not sure if it's like a modern one. Tomorrow might be a modern one to go along with. I'm gonna talk about that in the investors video. Part of this video. But yeah. So let's go back. I think the posters actually look pretty cool. They're obviously alluding to like different things in the show. It's breaking reality, so every poster has like this kind of like fuzzy thing, like a static that you get like on old TV. So, and this is now considered, I guess, like an old TV, but yeah. And then I'm not sure if many people have actually noticed this, but this is 2 birds, and then there's a nest of 3 eggs, which I don't think I can really zoom into, or can I? Let me see, because I'm using I guess I can't. Yeah, I can't. I'm using photos because it's the easiest thing to use right now. For someone that doesn't really like know how to use Photoshop and stuff. So I'm using photos, but 2 birds. There's 3 eggs. If I can zoom, I can't zoom in, but so it's alluding like Wiccan and Speed from that Wanda's children in the comics. And then there's another one I'm thinking that alludes to one of Vision's children from the comics, but I don't know. Obviously, I don't think anybody knows. I think that'd be like a big surprise if they did that. But yeah. I like that they each have like their own theme. So top out 60s, right? 50s, 60s, yeah, 60s. The light looks cool. It's old TVs. There haven't really been much hints because these are from a trailer or like a teaser for the release date that I'll see if I can add like right now. But or like after this segment, I'll add it so you guys can like watch the teaser. But it's interesting because like these are all except this photo. I don't think this photo was in the teaser, but that's besides the point. It's interesting. This is obviously this wood, so like there's no wallpaper to peel, so like you broke the wood, which is kind of cool. I like that touch. They could have just kept this. I think it's pretty much the same thing on every single photo, right? So they could have kept that, but no, they went the extra step and made it wood. And then the fruits. Old TV. We're getting newer TVs every single time. I think most of my viewers probably would know this TV, and then definitely most of them probably know this TV as well. But going back, I'm not sure if most of my viewers have had these kind of TVs. I haven't had. I think my first TV was actually this one that we had that I've been able to watch TV on, but TV remote. 8-ball. Some luck. It's gonna be in this series. Basket probably full of like clothes, alluding to the children. Halloween. This is part of the Halloween episode, which now we know the Halloween episode's in the 90s. each of them have a plant. That's also pretty cool. Each of them have a plant, and each of them have a lamp or a light source. These aren't really. That's not a lamp. I guess the light source come from rear. Okay, so all of them have a light. Oh, 4 of them have a light source. I'm not sure how the series is gonna be. If it is like an episode per era, or if they're like switching eras per episode, or like switching eras in each episode to like a different era if they really want to. I think that'd be cooler, but obviously there's 6 posters, so maybe this is 6 episodes. Because I mean there is 6 episodes, and there's 6 posters, so is there 6 eras in the show? I'm not sure if they're gonna release like a modern poster, but if they do, then that theory's wrong. But I'm not sure if that's like I'm not sure if that's a cable box or if that's a VCR. These other ones have VCRs, so who knows? Or a DVD player. I mean, there's art in each of them too, right? Each of them have art except this one. This is art. This one has fruit. So it's like a representation of art in this episode. Yeah, I mean the posters don't really tell too much. And I'll get into other things about this series in the next part. So I'll probably play the teaser now, and then you guys will see the next part, where I talk to the Disney investors meeting tomorrow. That takes place at 4:30, then goes into the Game Awards. So I don't know how they're handling that, but see you guys in the next part. Okay, just because I'm like in the regular photos mode right now, I have 2 more things to point out because first I can show like the eggs. So that's the eggs. There's 3. Maybe there's 4, who knows? Over here for this poster, people have been saying on Twitter that there's like a person. Obviously, I can't even decipher it on this image, but there's like a person somewhere over here. I can't really see it in any, like, if I even looked at a regular poster, I wouldn't be able to see it, but and then obviously the birds. 1 bird, 2 bird, Vision, Wanda. Yeah, I mean, unless there's like something with the plants, I don't know. I mean, I think each of them have a plant, right? Yeah, like I said. 8 ball. That's Marvel Studios. 8 ball. That's a DVD player, I think. DVD and then VCR. And then Wanda and Vision. Okay. Oh yeah. It's all over the place, but right here, this is the person I got these pictures from that had like them side by side, so you guys want to give them a follow. The countdown begins. I don't know how they got this poster early, because this poster came out, they posted this at 12:54. I don't know how they got this early, but somebody said they work at Disney. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next part. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to this like second part after the teaser for the release date for WandaVision. We have the Investor Day preview, predictions kind of thing that I want to do. We're just looking at the Variety article right now. I was gonna put like a game over this, but if you guys just want to listen to this, you guys can. It's not really like a big deal. You don't have to like watch or look at anything. The Variety article, I mean, I read through the Variety article, so there's a couple things I want to address in it, but since this is primarily a Marvel, sometimes Star Wars, like related to Disney kind of channel, obviously I wouldn't be like going super into like animation, even though that is a cool topic to talk about. or like Pixar. It'd be mainly focused on like the Marvel side of Disney, and like what I think Disney we'll talk about tomorrow in general. Um, outside of maybe Marvel. Anyways, tomorrow, December 10th, is both the Game Awards and Disney Investor Day. So I wanted to talk about just that. Like I said before, the first topic I wanted to address was on the Friday article. Is this right here? Will Disney pull out Warner Brothers and smash the theatrical window? I do think that this will happen tomorrow, but it won't happen to the same extent that HBO is doing it. Not HBO, what WB is doing it with, because I think that it's more likely that maybe actually, you know what? Let's pull up Disney's release schedule for next year for 2021, and I can like kind of just tell you what I kind of feel like. This is April 3rd, so it's not like a newer one. Okay, April 27th. Okay, I guess that's fine then. We can just look at this one. For 2021. Well, actually, give me a 1 sec. I'm using OBS, so I can't really pause, but this one's okay. It's just a list. Okay, so I know Disney have like a document that they can look at, but I think like movies like well, Black Widow, I think that's gonna go to like a premiere access kind of window, but Raya and the Last Dragon, I feel like that might fall like the Soul route, and since maybe Disney might not view that as, if it were to release on Premiere Access, maybe it wouldn't make as much money. Because even though it does look like a good movie, I'm not sure like who would really invest in it. But yeah, I think that's possible. Like these kind of movies might go to straight to Disney Plus, but Black Widow and like the Marvel movies, maybe Jungle Cruise, like those kind of movies are probably go to Premiere Access, ranging from like a $15 price tag to a $30 price tag. Because I think Disney has not as many big movies, but I think they have more movies that they can work with, and they have to like put out next year, so they have to make some money back on them. And plus, I don't think they're gonna announce the price raise, or they're raising the price tomorrow, but I do think they probably will raise the price, but it'll probably still be less than HBO Max. HBO Max is $15 a month, so Disney still needs to make up that kind of money. If they don't raise the price, then it's like $7, $8 a month, and that's they'll be losing all that money. But yeah, on the Marvel side, I think, well, this is just a graph. I think there's going to be a couple things that they show off tomorrow. It is an event that's mainly focused on Disney Plus. So they're obviously going to talk about the shows. WandaVision is rumored to get a trailer tomorrow, like you guys saw at the beginning. That's why I said I'm going to wait until I mention it here. It is expected to get a trailer tomorrow, so that's one thing. I'm not sure how they're handling it, because usually it's not really a live streamed event, or it's not like a event that the public can see, but now the public can see it this year, so I'm not sure how that's going to be handled. but like with like clips and all of that. So I do think that we will obviously see the WandaVision trailer. If it is like a fully public event, I think we'll see the Falcon the Winter Soldier trailer. Not trailer, a clip from that show. Or like actual like fully finished looking set photos. Not set photos, but like photos from their show. If not a clip, I think we'll also get a poster for that show tomorrow. And maybe some release dates, and maybe a release date for that one. I think Loki, it just finished filming, from what I saw, which I can probably search up here. Let me see, Loki filming. I think it just finished filming. Yeah, okay. I saw like somewhere on Twitter, like someone said that Loki was finished. That's it, season 2. I don't think they're gonna say season 2s for any of these shows, but so I don't think maybe we'll get a image of that show. I wouldn't hold out for that one, and I think any other show is off the table for them showing images, at least to the public. If it is a private event, like if there's private aspects to this event, I do think that Disney will show the investors a lot more than they would obviously show the public. So maybe each of the shows that they're currently filming would be shown. Like the investors would see like images from those sets and maybe some pre-done images like costume the costume images and stuff like that. Yeah, and then I think one of the big announcements tomorrow is going to be that Haley Steinfeld was casted as Kate Bishop. I don't know if they're going to announce a lot of shows tomorrow, like additional shows, because they already have 8. I think they have WandaVision coming out in January, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, She-Hulk. Moon Knight, She-Hulk. He announced one more, I forgot what it was. Oh, Miss Marvel. That's filming right now too, but Miss Marvel. So that's, they have like 8-9 shows, with the Marvel animated show What If. So that's, we might all. Oh yeah, I think What If we might see stuff from What If tomorrow. That might actually get a trailer tomorrow. But I think everything else, at least for the public, is off the table when it comes to the shows. When it comes to the movies, I think that Black Widow will be announced to go to Premiere Access, because I think that is probably the best choice for that. Not for like the best choice, but in the current circumstances, the best choice for that movie. They can't just keep delaying it until July and then November likely. So I think that's probably the best choice for that one. And then depending on what Disney decides to do with if what their movies are for, probably, if anything, I don't think they'll announce the full year schedule for the movies, but I think they'll announce at least until June, July, and they'll announce if those movies are going to Disney Plus and which ones are going Premiere Access if they haven't decided yet, which ones are going for free. And then when we come closer to June or July, they'll decide if they want to put Shang-Chi and Eternals, and Avatar was delayed, but any other movies on that dock to Disney Plus. And depending on if they want to how Premiere Access works for them on the like Black Widow, then they'll make a decision on that. That kind of goes into the movies. Apparently they'll announce a couple Marvel projects tomorrow, movies and TV shows. I know there was a War Machine that was like rumored. Show that was like War Machine rumored. The show that was rumored. But maybe they'll announce that tomorrow. I don't really know what shows they could announce. But maybe like a show I want to see is it depends on what they're doing with Captain Marvel too, but Agents of Sword. If that's the show they want to do, if they don't do that in Captain Marvel 2. I know that like people are talking about that it's gonna be like a secret invasion tie-in show to the MCU, so maybe they want to talk about that. But I don't think they'll announce a lot of shows because they probably have enough shows to last until 2022, 2023. And by then, they'll also have season 2 probably of Falcon and Soldier, Loki. I don't think WandaVision is going to season 2. I think it's going to finish with its tie-in to the multiverse. Hawkeye season 2, stuff like that. And probably by then, they can announce like some other shows that maybe aren't getting season 2s. You can replace those with the War Machine show or the Agents of Sword show, or Secret Invasion, stuff like that. And for movies, they've already announced up to 2023, I think. No, they announced up to 2022. I think Thor finishes it, or no, Captain Marvel 2 finishes it. I think in July of 2022. I don't know if they'll go beyond that. It's hard to say. I mean, in 2014, they announced all the movies up to 2019. If Phase 4 has anything more in it, maybe they'll announce those. Maybe they'll give a date to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. If that's a Phase 4 or Phase 5 movie. But I don't really know if they'll be doing anything more than that. Maybe they'll talk about Blade a little bit, but I think it's weird to think about this kind of stuff because the investors, I'm not really sure like how investors feel about these kind of things. Like they look more at the money side of Disney and not like the content side. So Disney can show off all this stuff, but the investors might not be interested, or the investors might not see the money in that. It's a whole different thing. But they're talking about theme parks here, which I'm not really stock, stuff like that. I mean, that is not really my side of the structure. I think Star Wars will be the same thing that Disney has going on right now. They have a couple of rumored shows. They have a couple of confirmed shows. There'll be one show, stuff like that. They have a couple like Ahsoka show. They have the rumored Bo-Katan show. They have a rumored Boba Fett show. They might announce those tomorrow. I mean, like, from what I read online is that they're like split into multiple. The heads of like each studio is gonna come on and talk about what their studio has for the next couple of years. So I'm assuming probably it'll be Kevin Feige and Kathleen Kennedy for Marvel and Star Wars respectively. So Kathleen will probably come on maybe with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and like talk about any future shows, Mandalorian season 3, maybe season 4 if Mandalorian is going that far, stuff like that. And then I think that the Star Wars movies, I don't know what to do about those. It depends, I guess, what the shows are going to do, how they view the shows. The shows are doing better than the movies in their eyes, then they might go with the shows. Push the shows more. I can look at this, maybe another article I can read. And obviously down in the description below will be the link to the Investors Day. So you guys can come back to here, or you guys can just search it up. And get the link for it. It's gonna be on the Disney Investor Relations site, which I think when I searched up Disney movie schedule, I think it came up. I can just, you guys search up that, and then it wasn't there, but it was on the official Disney website. So whatever I searched up before, search up that, I saw that at the top is Investor Relations, and that's where you can go for that. Let me see if there's any predictions really out there for it. I don't think so. Okay, sure. Let's just look at a different website, see what they're saying, and maybe I can. Oh, it's a podcast. Well, no. Maybe. No. Probably. And I don't think I do a star. Okay, what to expect? Maybe. Okay. So yeah. Marvel, Lucasfilm. Talk about their projects. I guess I can go like a little bit more like out of the realm with Marvel projects. At the If we're super lucky, we're gonna get a Mutants announcement tomorrow. A Mutants movie, a Fantastic Four movie. Something about Spider-Man 3. There's always been. I guess I can go in like the Spider-Man 3 rumors for a little bit as well. Not rumors, but well, I'm not sure if this is real, but well, this is one of them, I guess.
When we started Carvana, they told us that selling cars 100% online wouldn't work, but we went to work. Building an experience that lets you shop over 17,000 cars from home.
Some of their villains.
Creating a coast-to-coast network to deliver your car as soon as tomorrow. Recruiting an army of customer advocates to make your experience incredible. And putting you in control of the whole thing.
And Emma Stone is supposed to return. Stuff like that. And then there's been the rumors that Daredevil will also have an appearance in the movie. So, but yeah. I mean, if Sony gives them, I guess, the go-ahead to talk about this tomorrow, they can to maybe hype it up. I know that some people I've seen were talking about how they may talk about Spider-Man going to Disney Plus, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Spider-Man Far From Home as like a way to complete the MCU saga on Disney Plus. I guess that's possible too. So I'm gonna if I think of anything more, I will edit it into the end of this video, or into this part of the video. But if not, then you guys will see the last part of this video be with the Game Awards predictions for tomorrow, because the Investor Day is first, and then Game Awards after. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one, or not next one, in the next part. Yeah, so see ya. Also, I figured maybe I should talk about a little bit about the animated stuff, even though because it would probably be a big part of tomorrow's presentation. So I do expect there to be obviously I already talked about like Raya and the Last Dragon. I expect some of their other animated movies that come out next year. I'm not really sure which ones, if there's any, then if there's not any, then this wouldn't be possible. But any of their animated movies for next year, I do think, especially if they're in like the first half of the year, they're all gonna probably go to streaming to Disney Plus. I don't think, if Soul didn't even go to Premier Access, I don't think any of them are gonna go to Premier Access. And I do think Pixar will probably have some announcements tomorrow in regards to if they have any animated shows. So I'm not really as even though I watch Pixar movies, I haven't really like looked into much of like the rumors surrounding them. But if they have like any shows maybe around like Toy Story characters, or I don't know, the Cars characters, or I don't know, I think of one series. I don't think they're doing a Coco like sequel, so. But if they have like any Monster University characters, shows, like anything like that, then I'm assuming they'll probably announce it tomorrow, or they'll show something from them. But besides that, I don't really think that there would be a lot of stuff that they show tomorrow from Pixar, like actually about Pixar. I mean, I think Pixar and the animated studio probably be combined into one. That's possible. It isn't, if obviously both of them have big announcements for tomorrow. But I just suspect maybe it's more likely that Pixar probably have more of the movie projects than any of the studio that shows tomorrow. Or confirmed with the projects. Also, just to go a little bit more into Marvel stuff I saw earlier, Charlie Cox is set to return as Daredevil in Spider-Man 3. This is a pretty reliable source, so I expect him, and then obviously I already talked about this, Tobey Maguire being kind of seen on set with a costume fitting. Maybe they'll talk about this tomorrow. I'm not really sure. Obviously, that was just one of my predictions. I'm still in the middle if they would. It's probably something. If people are still talking about it like this, then it's probably not gonna be announced tomorrow. It's probably gonna be pushed into, because you have to remember that they don't really have to say anything if it's coming out in May next year. They don't have to say anything until like March of next year. That's when Disney Plus, and it might not. So, and then just one more Marvel thing before. I know some of the sources on the internet is kind of shaky, but Grace Randolph was talking about the Disney Animation Studios with Encanto. I don't really know about this one, but it's something. So if they announce it tomorrow, then that's something. And then I showed you the poster. And then Deadpool and Daredevil in Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange, and then Daredevil's also supposed to be in She-Hulk. That's like Marvel stuff they might show off tomorrow. I don't know. But now let's move on to the Game Awards section of this video. Okay, so just one more little thing I wanted to add to this video. In the section about the Disney Investors Conference tomorrow. I'm not sure when the video is going up, but it's gonna see some big budget movies will go to theaters, some others will go online. Ultimately, strengthening Disney Plus. The quote I want to talk about is that there's going to be a significant expansion of Star Wars universe. I think I alluded to that earlier in the video, but I think that actually goes beyond just more of that. Goes beyond the Mandalorian content. Obviously, there will be one content. Whenever they're playing the Thon content and stuff like that, I'm really excited to see that kind of stuff. It also talks about some of the Marvels, so we're going to see Marvel footage, the prequel to the Lion King live action, stuff like that. So we're going to see a bunch of. This is going to be definitely Disney's competition to HBO Max and see if they address that. Like I said earlier, stuff like that. I mean, there isn't really much in the article that we haven't already talked about in this video, but I wanted to point this out because I didn't really talk about Star Wars. There's gonna be a good amount of Star Wars content tomorrow. Okay. And there's 8 Marvel TV shows. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, or in the next section. Goodbye. Okay, and as I said earlier, this is the third part of this video. Sorry if it seems a little cut up. I wanted to record these in parts so I wasn't spending 40 minutes just talking straight, and I can also do some research on some things while I'm recording. So yeah, the Game Awards, it's happening tomorrow at 6:30, I believe. 6:30 to whenever they want to end it, but it's happening 2 hours into the Disney Investors Day, and then I include like a little picture in the corner. It's just like everything's coming together. But anyways, I'm not really sure how that's going to be handled. I'm hoping Marvel goes earlier in the day than later, so I'm focused. I can focus on the Game Awards, and if I do want to stream the Game Awards in the Investor Day, I don't have to like go back and forth, pretty much. But the way I'm going to handle this section is that I am going to look at the nominees, and while I look at the nominees, I'm basically just saying my predictions for obviously the award, as well as some of the announcements I believe that companies like Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, and some developers will bring. We already know a couple of them. I'm not sure if it's on this website. I mean, this like area of the site, but we do have a couple like people that have already been confirmed to be able to, that they're gonna bring something. I think maybe it's on Jeff Keighley's Twitter. So let me go into that first, and then and then we can look at anything associated with that.
Giving the heads up that I'm presenting best performance at the Game Awards
best performance
tomorrow. Why? Because I'm a gamer. Duh.
Okay. I mean, I think I thought she was gonna present something Nintendo related. She's Nintendo faster, but that's fine. Ooh, what? Does it say Game Awards? It's like nominated for Game of the Year in the video. They're really cool. Okay. If that's the only thing Nintendo brings to the Game Awards. It starts technically at 7, I guess, but there's like a pre-show at 6:30. Anyways, they did say Keanu Reeves is going to be there, Christopher Nolan, and they said like some developers are bringing some stuff. I guess so. I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, here. New Replicant is being brought by I think Square does this, or Platinum. Square Platinum, I think. One of those developers do that, and then Epic Games, stuff like that. Anyways. Yeah, so awards. We're gonna start off with just the esport things. I think I can probably just talk through those because I'm not really as knowledgeable on the esports scene or the content creator scene, especially with the content creators that have been nominated for this year's Game Awards. But for Sony, I think that they're going to be bringing. I think they're gonna bring like 2 game trailers. And that I think those 2 trailers are for 2 games that's gonna occur early in the year. So it's cool. I don't know. This esports game, League of Legends. Right, has 2 nominations there. League of Legends. I think they're gonna bring. Okay, I think they're gonna bring 2 nominations. Not 2 nominations. I think they're gonna bring 2 announcements with them. First for Ratchet and Clank, I think that's going to get a release date trailer tomorrow. I think it's a release date, but I think it's gonna also have a trailer associated with it. And then at the same time, I do think that it's a toss-up, but I do think either Horizon or God of War will be there. Possibly with like a season range, like if God of War is assumed to be late next year, so maybe winter 2021, and Horizon probably is spring. So those 2 games, we'll see. Best esports athlete. I gotta go with the East. I gotta go with the League of Legends one all the way. Okay, best debut game. Probably gonna go between these 2, Roki and Raji. Oh yeah, and I have not played every single game that's been nominated, but I figured I should give my opinions and try to put my predictions out there. It's to the best of my ability. So yeah, Roki, Raj. Let's go with Roki. I know Phantomosbia has been like played between a lot of streamers, which I think is kind of cool. But I think Roki looks cool. I think it would have been Raj, the NH and Epic, or Roki as my choice. I don't know any of these people, but I think I see Valkyrie a lot more in my feeds. Okay, so this is where we're getting into like the awards. Okay. So yeah, and I think that it'll be good. I think they're gonna show off a lot of things. I think a lot of things will be shown off the Game Awards. I think that they've confirmed that between the pre-show and the actual show, there's gonna be like 15 to 20 announcements, which is pretty good. I think they usually end on something kind of big, the pre-show, to lead into the main show. Like I think that the pre-show ended last year with either like Travis or Bravely Default or something like that from Nintendo. So if they want to end with something like that again, then they can. Best multiplayer game. I have only played 3 of these games. I played Fall Guy a little bit. I played Among Us. I played Animal Crossing. I don't want to be biased, but I think Animal Crossing was the best game this year for multiplayer. Obviously, this wouldn't have been if it wasn't this kind of year. I think I probably would have given it to probably Fall Guys, because that's the game you saw a lot of people streaming that occurred this year. But I think Animal Crossing brought people together in a way that most games couldn't this year. So that's why Animal Crossing is my vote for best multiplayer game. Just sports game. Then we go with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I would have gone. I mean, I'm not gonna go for FIFA and 2K. Based on the virtue, I think of there's been like a lot of stuff in the background going on with these two games. With people like a lot of like scummy stuff happening in the background. And most gaming companies have that occurring. But I don't really even cover these two games in general. So I don't really cover sports games, but I'm gonna go with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Okay, that's fine. Best sim strategy, which brings me to Microsoft. To something Microsoft related. I think that we are going to see. I don't think Halo will not be there tomorrow. And if I can actually pull it up, I think that I'm not sure who said it. You see, I searched up Chris Randolph for like the other part of this video, but I'm not sure who said it. But Xbox, somebody said it. One of like the people at the game, or like that works at Microsoft. Was it Aaron Greenberg? Maybe it was Aaron Greenberg. I'm not really sure. But they said, yeah, here you go. You will see us in our social handles promoting the tune in for the Game Awards tomorrow. We hope that you're supported and you watch, but we should dial down our expectations way down first. It's speculation I'm seeing, especially with how big it was last year. I think that they'll probably bring like 1 or 2 games from one of their smaller studios, or one of their studios that has not shown a game for this generation yet. I'm not really sure as much with Microsoft Studios, but I've been seeing like some YouTubers out there when I've been watching this kind of videos talk about how Microsoft might bring. There's been like one studio out there that Microsoft has not shown off much from since acquiring them. So I think that a game from them might be shown. I think Hellblade will be shown to Hellblade 2. I think that'll be shown tomorrow as well. There was something that I found kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it will appear. It was in their media, but it was like a trailer they released. And it's kind of where I'm going off some of my predictions. It's not the trailer, but it's not trailer either. I'm not really sure where it was. But they released a trailer that showed some of the stuff, or some of like the nominees, and some of the like some games that weren't even nominated. Well, Horizon was nominated for most anticipated game, but I think that kind of was alluding to maybe they might show off something from Horizon tomorrow. Ratchet & Clank was also there in that trailer. I'm not sure if God War was in that trailer, but Age of Calamity, Breath of the Wild was in that trailer, so stuff like that. Hellblade was in that trailer, so they may show off Hellblade tomorrow. For best sim and strategy game, I think I will go for Microsoft Flight Simulator, just because I'm on Microsoft. And it's the game I've seen the most of this year, since I've not played it. 4 of the games are kind of like mainly Nintendo games. You see Minecraft Dungeons mostly on Switch, Paper Mario, Mario Kart, and Animal Crossing. I would vote. It's based on for family play, respective of genre or platform. That kind of takes it out of Crash for me because I think Crash is a little. It's a fun game to play and probably to play with your like family or children. But I don't think it's the game that you should be playing with your children, just due to the difficulty at some points. I think so. And then Paper Mario, it's not really you can play it with your family. People can watch, but you can't really play. Minecraft Dungeons, Mario Kart, Home Circuit. Well, let me start with Mario Kart Home Circuit. That one is like really multiplayer, but you need like more than one cart, and the carts cost $100. So if you want to play with your family, that's 4 carts. That's $400. I don't think that really is it's appropriate for me. Like it's a good player game, but I don't think that's appropriate to have to put on a family to play Mario Kart. So it came down to me for this one. It came down to Minecraft Dungeons, Animal Crossing, and again with just due to how big Animal Crossing was this year, and how it pulled in families to be able to play with each other. Obviously, there's a little issue with Animal Crossing that you can't have more than one island on your Switch. But I think that also lends into the family play, because now you can play with your family instantly on one island. So that's why I think Animal Crossing gets my vote here. Even though I think any of these games can win, especially Minecraft Dungeons or Mario Kart Home Live Circuit. And Fall Guys, it's a fun game, but again, I think that's more reliant on. It wasn't really shown in a family aspect, so I think Animal Crossing probably could win this one. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if any other of the games win. Best fighting game. I know these 2 games already came out, so I guess it's like ultimate editions of the games, but I guess we'll go with Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, since that was shown at the game, or Mortal Kombat. What happened? Okay, Mortal Kombat was at the Game Awards a couple years ago, so I might just vote for that one. So speaking of role-playing games, so yeah, I think that Sony will bring some stuff. I think there'll be some bigger studios there as well. I think Capcom might bring something. Sega and Atlas was supposed to bring Persona 5 Strikers to the Game Awards tomorrow. I think that, or they weren't supposed to, like there was no official showing of that, but, or official saying of that, but I do think that it was supposed to be shown at the Game Awards, especially with like the presence that they were supposed to have there with like their music performance for the game. So I think I was supposed to be there. So Atlas and Sega was supposed to be there. Probably Platinum will be there to an extent with Nier. There'll be some exclusives shown off tomorrow for some consoles. My personal wish is that we get a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4 announcement. That's obviously not going to happen, but I think this would be the event that they show it off again. I do think it's a little early in the development for that game, if it isn't even being developed, but the way that the original game ended, or the third game ended, I think that it did leave open for the opportunity to have a 4th game. So that's my own personal prediction. I really liked Ultimate Alliance 3. I wouldn't say it's one of the best games released last year, but I think that game should have been on for Best Family Game if it wasn't. I think that was really cool to play with your family. Speaking of role-playing, I've only really played these 3, or I haven't even played Final Fantasy 7, but I've watched it. I have not watched or played Yakuza, and I've not watched or played Wasteland. So I think due to that, I'm gonna vote for Persona 5 Royal, just because I think it's the best game out of all of these. And even though Persona 5 was already released 3 years ago, I still think the Royal does enough to be able to be worthy of this nomination. I guess we're going into the Last of Us area now. I mean, a lot of Last of Us nominations, but so with that, I'm not really sure what. I mean, there's no way you can really predict what's gonna get the Game Awards because, unlike E3, you know what companies are gonna be there, you know what companies might show, you know what companies might be a part of. The big three. But at the Game Awards, it could be anything, especially if there's 20. Especially if there's 12 to 15 new announcements tomorrow in the main show, and then 5, presumably, in the pre-show, and then including like trailers that have already been announced. I think that you don't really know. So, what other studios might bring, what new studios might bring, what Xbox studios with all their studios might bring. I don't think that's really, you can predict that. I mean, you can guess, but you can't really know. Speaking of best action adventure game, I think I'm gonna go with Spider-Man because that's the only game I've played. I ordered Ori, I've played Star Wars, I have Last of Us, and I've played Miles. So I haven't played Assassin's Creed, and I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima. So I think Miles is probably my game of the year this year, along with Age of Calamity. So Last of Us Part 2 was a great game, but I don't really know how to say it, but I liked The Last of Us Part 2. I just don't think it was really my kind of game necessarily. So, but I think it's worthy if it's all of its nominations. Best action game. I gotta play Hades. I gotta play Streets of Rage. I've not played any games in this category, sadly. Best action game is one that's primarily focused on combat. I think that from all I've seen, and speaking of Bethesda as well, I think I'm gonna vote for Doom Eternal. But speaking of Bethesda, I think Bethesda will have a presence at tomorrow's show. I think that one of their many games that they have that they've not seen E3 before will be shown there. If that's Starfield, I don't think Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be there, but maybe. Never really know what Jeff Keighley can pull out of the bag, but I wouldn't expect to see Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe Starfield. But yeah, those kind of games are probably going to be there. Maybe one of them. If Bethesda's not there, then that's fine, but that's just what I kind of expected. Innovation and accessibility. I think Last of Us got this one down packed, so I'm not really going to talk about it, because I haven't really heard of the accessibility options in the other games, but I think The Last of Us Part 2 has been one of the most accessible games based on like what they've added into the technology to be able to implement the game to allow more of a fan base to play it. Best VR game. I think I have these two, Iron Man and Star Wars. I don't have Dreams. I'm not sure if this is the dreams that people that like the dreams that you can like create your own games in, or if that's like different dreams made by Sony. So I think it's the dreams that you can make your own games in. I've not played Half-Life Alyx. I've not played The Walking Dead. But based on what I've heard, I think it's going to come down to Dreams and Half-Life. And for that, I think I'm going to vote for Half-Life Alyx. Best community support. You guys can see I don't really play many games. I've played two of these mainly. I've played Destiny 2 and No Man's Sky. Based on my own opinion, it'd probably be Destiny 2. I know that will not win. It's probably gonna be Fortnite or Apex, Valorant. But Destiny 2 is just like kind of my own pick on that. Best mobile game. As much as I want to vote for Among Us or Pokemon, I think Genshin Impact is gonna win this one. Okay. Just because of usually you see it often on Twitter or on social media, how many people are playing it. So I think just due to how good it is on mobile, it'll be prevalent. But I do think Among Us, maybe Pokemon, Call of Duty. I mean, I think they all have a chance at winning this award. But I think this is a award for Genshin to lose. Best indie. For me, I think it comes down to Hades or Spiritfarer. I don't think Spelunky 2 and Fall Guys really did enough from what I saw this year. Well, Spelunky 2 is good, and I mean, all these games are good, but I don't think I've seen enough of Carrion, Fall Guys, and Spelunky 2 to be able to vote for it. And I think, due to that, I think I'm going to vote for Hades just because it's not for Game of the Year. Even though I haven't played, I mean, I've watched Spiritfarer and Hades, and I probably would vote for Spiritfarer, but I haven't watched as much of it as I watched of Hades. Best ongoing game. I'll vote for Destiny again because it's the same nominations. Valorant. Is Call of Duty not nominated? I guess Call of Duty wasn't nominated, but I'll vote for Destiny 2 again on that one. Games for Impact. Even though I think Tell Me Why is going to win this one, just because of how impactful their game was. I haven't done any predictions for the show, so I'll do it after this, but I think I'm going to vote for Spiritfarer in this one. I think it's Tell Me Why's award to lose, but I think Spiritfarer has a chance of winning it. I'm going to vote for Nadia Jeter as Miles Morales, even though I think Ashley Johnson will win this one. I give him a little support, especially because you don't know. I think that maybe Ashley and Laura will split the votes, possibly. And that's going to leave these three a chance to come in if they do split the votes. But I do think Ashley will probably win. And then Laura comes second, Nigeria probably come in third or fourth. Jin, Destiny, and Jushubi probably come in fourth or third, and then I think Logan Cunningham might come in. He'll come in anywhere. So I think any of these performance, and Brie Larson's presenting this one, but I think any of these performance people will be able to win, and these actors. But I think Ashley would win, but I'm gonna give my vote to Nigeria Jeter. Best audio design. Best in-game song. I think that's Last of Us Part 2 again. Though I think Doom Eternal has a chance. I think Half-Life has. I think any of the games does. Honestly, I don't think I've seen one category where I think that a game does not deserve to be there, which is kind of cool. I don't think this was my perception of the Game Awards last year. But talking about the Game Awards from last year, I do think we're coming to the end actually. So my predictions in quick. I talked about Nintendo. I think Nintendo's either hit or miss. Nintendo's either there tomorrow or they're not, or today, guys, because it's as I'm recording this, it's 12:11 a.m. But I think that it's either there or not. They're either there with a trailer for a game and a Smash character, or they're there with a trailer for a game, or they're not there at all. I was gonna. Go back to Microsoft. I'm gonna go back to Nintendo real quick. Nintendo and Microsoft are buddies. But I did think Halo Infinite was gonna be there tomorrow. But obviously they put that out early yesterday. That the fall 2021 release date, so it's still not gonna be there tomorrow now. But speaking of Nintendo, I think that if they do show a trailer, it will be a trailer for Breath of the Wild 2. I think in the pre-show they might have a trailer for Bowser's Fury. And then I think there's gonna be a Smash character. So there's either 1, 2, 3 things from Nintendo. I don't think they can go above that. I don't think they've ever gone above that. I think at the one in 2018, they had Joker and Marvel Ultimate 3. I think that Marvel Ultimate 4 could be announced. It probably won't, but you never know. And if it is announced, I think that will be. I think that's small enough that it won't be a detriment to what Nintendo could announce. I think that will be one trailer and a character. I think the character is gonna have to be either Crash or Doom Guy or someone in that vein. I don't think they can bring a first-party character to the Game Awards because they won't have as much appeal as a Crash or a Spyro or something like that, but they can still bring it. I mean, it's interesting thinking about that, but I think that's kind of what Nintendo would bring. For best score music, I think that it would likely be Final Fantasy. It'll be any of these actually. Again, I think I'm gonna go for Final Fantasy VII remake, but I think Last of Us Part 2 might win. I haven't heard the soundtrack for Ori yet, or Hades, but I think any of these games will probably win based on their nominations. Here, best art direction, I'm giving that to Ori, just because I think indie games often look much better. Or I think this is an award for indies because they usually take the step in the future to differentiate themselves artistically. So I think that Ori's gonna win this. I think Hades might win this. I'm not really sure about Last of Us, Ghost, and Final Fantasy VII. I think Final Fantasy VII has the opportunity to win it, but because I think that's like that's like a mix between anime and real life. So I think if I had to like rate these choices, it'd be Ori, Hades, Final Fantasy remake, Ghost, and then Last of Us Part 2. But it could be any of them really. Best narrative. Last of Us Part 2 is very controversial. I think the narrative was fine, but it was very controversial. It will probably still win this award, but I do think that there is a chance that it will not, and it will go to somewhere else. And I think that other somewhere will be Final Fantasy VII Remake. Best game, I think we have 2 more awards, yeah. Best game direction, I think this one will go to Last of Us Part 2. It was innovative, and it did have a creative vision. And yeah, it's a good design. Yeah, it can go. I mean, any of these games really can win this awards. And the Game of the Year. Before I talk about Game of the Year, I do want to get my last predictions out there. I do think Marvel's Avengers might be there tomorrow. I know that's kind of biased, but I do think it could be there. And I think they might have a character trailer for Hawkeye at the Game Awards tomorrow, because I think Hawkeye's coming out early January, in my opinion. So I think this would be a good time to show off Hawkeye, try to pull in hype for the game again. But I don't. It's here and there, I guess. I don't really know if it's gonna be there. I kind of don't really expect it to be there, but I think that's kind of more biased. I mean, hoping that Square Enix brings Marvel's Avengers there to some extent, because it wasn't really as talked about after the first week. And Kate Bishop was released yesterday, or on Tuesday at this point. So, or yesterday. No, I think it was on Tuesday. It was released. Though I don't really know. I think was it yesterday? It was the 8th that she was released. So yeah, so it was technically Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. For Game of the Year, I think I talked about I talked about Square Enix, Sucker Punch, Sony. Indies, I'm not really sure. id, Bethesda, I think. So, honestly, I do think I'm gonna give this one to Animal Crossing. Any other year, I would have given it to Last of Us Part 2. But I think that Animal Crossing is the game that defined 2020. And I think that's what Game of the Year should be for this year. So, reading about it, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields, that's kind of making me rethink. For my predict, like what I would have liked for Game of the Year would have been. I think that Age of Calamity could have made it in here. I think Miles Morales could have made it in here. But I'm not really sure what games I would have taken out anyways. So it would probably have been any category, because I think all these games deserve Game of the Year nominations. I think it will come down honestly to Ghost, Animal Crossing, and Last of Us Part 2. Animal Crossing is the sleeper. I think Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing are sleepers. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake and Hades have a chance, but I don't know if it's a big chance. I think Ghost and Last of Us Part 2 are the front runners. So I honestly think that even though it doesn't really fall into the category description, I think I'll vote for Animal Crossing. But I do think Last of Us Part 2 was the best game released this year. But I think that a game of the year for this year should be characterized as a game that defined 2020, and that was Animal Crossing. I'm not really sure what this website is. Bibly. Okay, so this is like a Japanese website. Chinese. So we're not going to vote in that because that is I can't really read that. I don't think I really need to see anything else. I think this is probably more for because this is the first time it's really going overseas. So I understand why they're doing that for China, and I'm sure there's other websites out there that are publicizing it for other game companies or game countries. I think Cyberpunk also would have been nominated because it has a. I'm not gonna play Cyberpunk, but it probably would have been nominated based on the virtue that it is getting rave reviews. It isn't apparently performing that great on some consoles, but I think there's also a day one patch out there. So I think I think we'll talk about just some more out there predictions. We're gonna see a movie trailer during this event, even though it's a game event. I think the Uncharted trailer will be shown off because Tom Holland is presenting an award, or he's just regularly presenting something. I think it is going to be an Uncharted trailer. I don't think it's going to be anything Spider-Man related. Brie Larson, I think that's where one of the Nintendo announcements could come from. Even though she is presenting best performance, I think that they might slot in one of the, because she's mainly characterized as a person that you guys see like playing on Nintendo ads or playing Animal Crossing. So if there's something that Nintendo does want to show, I think they might do it during that section. And that'd probably be like in the middle of the award show anyway, so. But yeah. Maybe one or two movie trailers. It's a lot to think about because they did say there's 20 or so announcements tomorrow. But you don't really know how big these announcements are. It could be like the Fast and Furious thing last year, which they ended off with, which wasn't huge. Or even, I don't think the game turned out that great, but I haven't played it. But I think that's it. We're going to go to their Twitter one more time just to see. Keanu Reeves. We're going to go to Jeff's Keely's. Because I know Jeff did something live earlier. He talked about how there's an Among Us this map reveal tomorrow. I'm not really sure if I can pull that up, but I think around here. No, that's yeah. So the brand new map from Among Us, be some Fortnite, the typical like game that you see around. These are the announcements of Christopher Nolan to be there, Godot, Tom Holland, Troy Baker, Stephen A. Smith from the North, Reggie. So it's gonna be cool. I'm excited to see it tomorrow, but he forgot to add the Swedish Chef the first time he posted it. But anyways, okay. Those are my predictions. I think that they did very good when they're selecting games. I think the only one category I have a problem with, and this is a small problem, but go back to my nominees. I think I would have, even though I think I put Last of Us last on the art direction, I kind of think I would have replaced it with another game. I think it may be biased, but I think some people also agreed that there was. I don't think this is loading anyways, but I do think that Paper Mario should have been in there. Instead of Last of Us, or maybe Age of Calamity. But that's here and there, obviously. We're not the voting jury, but I think that's it. This was a kind of long video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. If that's tomorrow or later today with a stream of these events or something else. See you guys later. Bye.